Hello, everyone. This is Dave Johnson, Fan Man Moon. Today, I'm gonna look at some more trance channeling like stuff. I just feel like we're very much in a changing flux time where there's not that much going on, really, politically, socially, but underneath, a lot of stuff is going on. So I just want to see if universe has got any information about this. This channel that I'm doing today, this trance channel, will be the last one that I put on the Moonride channel. I created a new channel called Pyramid 4, and more of the trance channeling type stuff, more of the past life regression type stuff is going to be on that channel. Again, it's called Pyramid 4. I'll put a link here if I can. But that does not start until tomorrow. Let's see what Spirit has to say about this time we are living in. It tends to take me just a few minutes longer. And it's like I'm going way out into space and I'm meeting these spiritual beings, these light beings. Hmm. I'm encountering one particular being. It looks like almost like a South American shaman, but sometimes like a Buddhist, but sometimes like a just a really big figure. But there's just lots of energy around, like sparklers going off around this character. Getting a name, Adjil, Adjil. I'm gonna ask if you could show me something that lets me know he comes from the light. Okay, great. I'm seeing a sunrise. I'm satisfied. This is the highest good that at least I can reach at this point. Okay, Adja, do you want to speak through me? Right, I'm going to invite you. I'm Adja. Wait for a moment. I have to adjust my energy to this voice box. I am Aja, and I speak to all people who wish to know news from the universe, if you will. Right now is a changing time. Everything is changing faster beneath the surface than on the surface. That is the political changes. All of those events were very, very obvious before, but they are not obvious now. They are more subtle and discreet. They take longer to work out, and it is frustrating many of you that you have not achieved any justice, for example, at this point. But you must understand that what is really important is not just this surface material, but also the deeper changes that are going on within you and within your society and on your planet. It is a sort of shift in energy, a change, a wave of new energy. You might think of it in this way or in many different ways. Let us call it a shift during the process of this shift. Many dark forces are viewed. When we say dark forces, we do not mean evil, we mean little more base forms of, let's call it ignorance. And when this takes place, then it makes people aware that there is this sort of difficulty, this sort of energy that has to be worked with. It can no longer be suppressed. It must come forward. This is frustrating you because you want to believe that everything is getting better, that there is a trajectory of positiveness. It is not so simple. In order to move forward, you must deal with the baseness of some actions in the past. So you might think of how many years, many years, slavery existed, even when it was shifted, even when people were made free in the United States of America. It did not end the problem. It continued, but it became less obvious than a war. It became a subtle battle, a sort of definitions of lines and restrictions, and it happened on a personal level rather than a broader political level for the most part. This is the time that you are in now. What is obvious, the true battle has shown itself, it has played out. Now we must deal with the fallout. That is, we all have to take a look and see what is there for us, what's still true, what we believe in, and what we care about. It will be a difficult time because rather than name an outside force which is upsetting you, you have to now look at an inside force and see what is also upsetting you. This doesn't mean the inside work is less legitimate. If anything, it is more legitimate. It is absolutely necessary that you understand these things in the relationship to the world. It may be necessary that you even go back to unpleasant memories and deal with them again. No one wants to do this. It is simple unpleasantness, which is causing many of you to restrict, to move away from the work at hand. This is normal, but it will not go away. This stuff must be taken on board. It must be re examined, and you must be empowered. It is better to see it in such a way that these problems, these issues come up because you're not empowered enough. It has to be thus that you take the bull by the horns in such adventures, that you face directly whatever is going on in the world around you. It could be subtle, it could be a work experience or a friend experience or a family experience. It will not be as dramatic as January 6th, for example, but it is still going to be dramatic for you. Accept this in the sense that you are learning, you are really growing, you are moving to a higher level. But these things must be taken care of as you do. Life doesn't stop happening. It's not like you achieve enlightenment and everything is perfect forever for the rest of your time on earth. You will never truly be finished. This is a good thing. The reward is in the time after the life to some degree. That is where the peace of mind, the relaxation, the not having to make decisions so strictly comes about. This does not mean you must suffer. It does not mean you must sit in silence and deal with all of the past and the issues of lower vibrations of the present. As a matter of fact, it cannot be done that way. It must be done in such a way that you continuously remind yourself of the light. This is essential. You will not be able to manage well if everything becomes a battle. Trust yourself. Trust the instincts that tell you it's time to move on from certain people. Trust the instincts that tell you move on gracefully if you must do. Trust the instincts that also tell you that there is something to be worked out with others. It may be that you have to change the positions of your conversations, but the relationship is still valuable, if only to teach you how to be flexible and diplomatic, etc. This doesn't mean your interlocutor is right. In fact, it means that you are right. You have taken the time to examine things and see what is best for you. But it is most important that you find times to rest. The internal work that you're doing is, if anything, more difficult than the external world of politics and judgments, etc. Spend as much time as you can in relaxation. Spend time away from political debates. Spend time experiencing the sheer joy of life, whatever that means. It will be extremely helpful if you get together with like minded people. You do not need to discuss any particular topics. You just need to be together and feel the warmth of friendship and connection. It is true that some of you do not have access to these people on a physical plane, but you can meet them in so many other ways, and you must do so. It is very, very useful to have any relationship with nature. It will balance out the problems. That is, you can have a potted plant in your house. You can have a window that looks out at a garden. You can draw paintings of butterflies. Anything that you can do that brings you closer to the earth without questions will be extremely important. It must be that you are connected somehow to the organic world so that it can sort of metabolize all of the energy which surrounds you. Trust us, this works as well as anything else. There are many other avenues where you can connect, where you can go deeper in your self awareness and understanding. The most important thing is to experience joy, the joy of being a human being and learning what you need to know. This can often be difficult, but understand that you are moving in a particular direction. You are moving forward, even if it seems sometimes like you are moving backward. You are moving towards a complete and total understanding and consciousness. And your consciousness, as it merges with the whole consciousness, will have that much more to offer through the experiences that you have. You do not need to experience constant pain. This is not the point of anyone's life. Awareness is certainly useful. Moving through things is certainly useful. Trusting yourself that you will ultimately go the right direction, even if there are some missteps, is extremely useful as well. Do not hesitate to look at your good points. Do not hesitate to look at the good things in your life. All of these things will help you during this difficult time, and understand that the universe loves you and it has empathy for you. It can see how difficult this time is for all of you and how much work you are doing just to move forward in your lives. This is why we have sent messages to you so that you can move through this with a bit more grace. Remember, we all have choices. That is, we may not be in a good situation, but we have a choice for how to deal with such situations. It might even be that that's a wrong choice and that you change your mind. There's nothing wrong with this, but acknowledge the choices that you do have without harming the self. Acknowledge that you are learning. Even if you make a mistake, you are learning. And this is true of all of those people around you. It may be that some people in your life aren't moving forward fast enough or in the way that you desire. That is just the way things are. Just as you need time to work through things that you are learning right now, so do others. They just may need another amount of time than you. We exit here with all of love and compassion. The universe is always available to you. Answers from spirit are always available. Simply take some time for quietness and trust, and they will come forward for you. We end this transmission. Okay, thanks so much for watching. If you are interested in any kind of channeling sessions or shamanic work or past life regression, just take a look at my website. There's also other bits of information. So things which clients have also translated from spirit. Thanks so much for watching.